Normally, we don't even mention Stephen Jones in a positive way, but this is a growth aspect of him. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Schottenheimer is the new head coach. I'm sure Cowboy fans are dying to know what was the deciding factor. As you and your dad kind of pondered the future of the Cowboys, what made him the choice and made you so excited about the future?
I think the big thing with Coach Schottenheimer is he checked two things that were real important to us, and they actually contradict each other. He brought continuity, but he also brought change. And he's going to bring a freshness, I think, to our offensive side that Dak's going to embrace. Goes without saying, we have a nice investment in number 4, and we want him to be successful. Obviously, you look around the league, and people hiring new coaches are usually trying to help their quarterback.
Yep.
And you can look at the hires and see what they're trying to do. Obviously, with our hire, we wanted it to be very Dak-friendly, but also wanted to affect change. And I think Schottenheimer brings that.
Before we go into any further details of all of this, but we just got to understand, you paying Dak Prescott $250 million, right? So you want to be able to expound upon that as it relates to talent. You got to have a system and a philosophy and a principle that can work with that. And finally, Stephen Jones is seeing the bigger picture of it all. It took him 30 years, 30 seasons, and the quote-unquote air quotes of him being embarrassed by that, by the way, of not being in touch. The insanity, he's going to bring that up again of it, and that is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. And the reality is that he's seeing the picture. And I know, write this down, it's hard to see the picture when you are in the frame. And finally, this guy must have seen his reflection, and he sees the picture now. Let's listen.
Has more respect for Mike McCarthy than Jerry and Stephen Jones. He was outstanding. His pedigrees, probably if you just were to look at resumes, would probably be the best of any coach that was out there in terms of I think he's 13th in wins in the NFL. He's won Super Bowls. He's been to championship games. He's outstanding. But at the same time, we just felt like we needed some change. We needed a freshness, and obviously we want to change the narrative. Our narrative is, we hadn't been in a championship game or a Super Bowl in 30 years, and that sits with us, in a hard way. And we know we have to be better, and you can't expect to keep doing the same things over and over and expect a different result.
No doubt, no doubt. So he lamented earlier this week about the fact that they're going to have to do something differently. They will look into free agency. Our voice is being heard. And the movement from the people. He said it from his mouth that we got to do things for the fans, not just for ourselves. And sometimes the reality check, when it hits, it don't bounce or what have you. But when you see the realness and you see the actual movement going, you got to respect that. So let's rewind for your mind of what he said earlier. Let's listen to this part right here. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in and being part of this. Let's listen to what he said.
At the end of the day, our goal's what our fans want.
What we want.
We want to win playoff games. We want to win championships. We want to win Super Bowls.
Right.
Along those same lines, there was a lot of talk about family and continuity in the press conference with Ryan
Continuity,
today.
all of
Getting
that.
a guy that you know, Eberflus, to come back, how much does that help that alignment of knowing how he is as a person coming in?
I mean, we call it both things. We want continuity, but we also want change.
Now, he said he want continuity, but he also want change. And that's a philosophy. So no longer they're going to be putting these raisins on top of the potato salad and say, hey, it's good, right? We've been saying, take the damn raisins off, right? So hopefully when we look back at all of this, we can say to ourselves, all right, the Cowboys are finally changing. Now, he said that he wants the Cowboys to win playoff games because this is what the fans want. We want this. Playoff games, championships, and Super Bowls with S on it, right? So in order to do that, you got to do the things that's necessary. You can't sit on the couch and say, hey, I want to be a bodybuilder. I want to have the six-pack. But you're eating ice cream and you're sitting on the couch. You're not putting work in. So you got to put the work in. Remember this. Write this down again. Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter.
And obviously what we've done, hadn't gotten the job done. We accept that. We accept that our fans can have frustration that we hadn't gotten that job done. And you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect. He
don't want to say it, expecting different results. That is the level of insanity, baby. And the Cowboys, Stephen Jones, is looking into the mirror, not sky mirror. Now, we'll see how Jerry Wayne Jones will talk about this, but Stephen Jones, he's seeing a different view of things, and hopefully those different views will be able to pay some type of dividends. Come on with it.
Expect something to change. So we need to change, but at the same time, we've got a lot of things right, and so there's a lot of continuity we want to keep as well. So the combination of continuity but also change is why Coach Schottenheimer's our coach.
So that is the reason why Shotty is here, of course. The Cowboys, we've been in this low spot, and we been loyal to this team, unwavering. We're not looking at other teams and saying, I want to be them as a fan. No, we still true. And people can call us delusional. People can call us insane and crazy and erratic, but we passionate. Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, you add them both together, they may have bought the team financially, but we were bought in emotionally. And, of course, we used some finance to be here before they even bought the team, right? For most of us, a third of us. But I can say this in the hearts of hearts. If he can see his faults now and started to work towards them, we can't dog that. We got to sit back and watch the process. Everything is dealing with due process. But at the end of the day, Cowboy Nation, I'm looking at Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones, and they are seeing it for the first time. It took 30 seasons for them to see the embarrassment that they got with that record of being at the bottom. At the bottom. So they say this, and I'm going to repeat this. If you fall, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. So Cowboy Nation, we are loyal to the star, and we love this Cowboys team to the star and back, right? And I love y'all to the star and back. But in order for this team to see the reality, if we could do these principles that I've been saying for a long time, evaluate your team. Self-evaluation is very important, right? Get the right and proper staffing. No kin folks that haven't got it out of the mud. Have the proper staffing as it relates to pedigree, people that know the game. Evaluate your players that's here already. See who you can save to stay on this team for the 2025 season. Go into free agency. Stephen Jones, Jerry, Willie McClay, come on, go into free agency and make sure that you can fill some of these holes before you go to the draft. It's just like shopping for groceries. No one wants to shop on an empty stomach, because you begin to move in ways that you're not supposed to move. So what I'm saying is, we got to start dancing in free agency. We got to have acquisitions through the season or through the off season as it relates to trades to stay afloat. We can't get comfortable. There's no growth and comfort. Those other teams, the reason why they made moves in the postseason and won Super Bowls, because they never got too comfortable. He was always hungry. So have the PhD mentality. Poor, hungry, and determined to make something happen. And that will always suffice, Cowboy Nation. And I'm glad that Stephen Jones is looking into the mirror now, and he's seeing his faults. Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Peace.